roommates, Dylan and her boyfriend. This picture was deleted off her VSCO. Here's a closer look. Also seems to be red stains and bruises.
I may the correct justice be served. I find this to be very interesting. This is one of the surviving roommates, Dylan, and a boyfriend, Quinn Kelly, who's from Boise, Idaho. Quinn said that he hasn't been to Moscow, Idaho, but he was seen that night. They made all their pictures private. Why would they be wearing ski masks, when Dylan is supposed to be the person who witnessed a man with bushy eyebrows, 5'11", who passed by with half mask? Why would she be imitating somebody wearing a mask? He had a bruise on his lips, and the person with the mask had the same bruise. Kind of a coincidence. The police have never explained to us where Dylan was that night. They just said she came home at 1 p.m. at 1 a.m. at night. They did not say who she was with, where she was. Neither did they explain much about Bethany Funk. We know she was at the Sigma Chi or Sigma Chi party, but we don't know more than that. This young man, I believe his name is Eddie, from the Sigma Chi Fraternity, was the person who opened the door with Hunter Johnson when the police knocked. And he said he didn't even live there. He doesn't know who lives there. They used to spend a lot of time at 1122 Kings Road. What do they know, and why aren't they talking? Hunter was the one who called 911 at 11:58 p.m. Where was E's brother that night? Why didn't Jack answer his calls that night? Getting 10 calls, although you're sleeping, 10 calls is a lot. Maddie called him thrice. Katie called him 7 times. Is it possible that he knew what was going to happen and he didn't want to get himself involved? He called Katie and Maddie's parents the next day. Where was Jack? Who was the target? Was it Kaylee or Maddie? The media made us believe it's Maddie, but it's actually Kaylee who got the most injuries and wounds. This was written on Facebook in the beginning. I have it on good authority. Cousin is a cop in a nearby town, but called him to help in Moscow. One school started back up. Apparently, the investigation is looking directly at the Sigma Chi frat party. E and Zan attended from 8 to 9 that night. So they attended 8 to 9. He did not have any update on the timeline after they left 9 to 1:45, but did say it looks like the investigation is honing in on 2 suspects from the party that night, and any update should publicly name them by the end of the week. That was what Anonymous in the 4chan post said too. Isn't that kind of strange? The investigation was actually honing in into the Sigma Chi. The Inside Edition even said that the Sigma Chi fraternity was under a microscope. What happened to Zan and E? They were only there between 8 to 9. What happened between 9 to 1:45? Her father said that she was at home. He called her at 12 and she said she was going to chill at home. I'll try and find that again. But the father said she was going to chill at home. They don't seem to have any idea what happened between 9 to 1:45. That's kind of very strange. So the timeline of the couple doesn't make sense. And if Zan and E were in the party, I'm sure Hunter, E is triplet, would have seen him. So would have the other fraternity boys. We heard there was a fight there that night. And we've heard of 2 of them. I believe allegedly the Davids went to the hospital with injuries on their hand. Allegedly. Could it be possible that Jack got tired of stalking, allegedly, Kaylee? Because they were ex, but it seemed like he was following her on Instagram. She wasn't following him. Even the picture says a lot. Could he have got upset that Kaylee was moving on? He seems to be always in the background. That's just my thoughts and speculation. I've shown you all this from the beginning. Grizzly True Crime put this on from the very beginning. And I find it really, really odd and concerning that the police did not do anything, and the FBI, according to what the person said in this post. This is so hard to watch. Ethan texted my son at 2 a.m. and he almost positive they were still at the Sigma Chi or Sigma Chi at the time. Based on what the text said, that wouldn't put them at the house until at least 2:10 to 2:15. My son called the tip line and reported this days ago, but they are still saying they think he and Zana were at the house at 1:45. Frustrating. Why weren't they taking serious? This is actually more frustrating. So basically, this is one of E's friends in the Sigma Chi. He said he saw him at 2 a.m. and he's almost positive that he was still at the Sigma Chi at that time, based on what the text said. So it's E who texted his friend. So if E texted his friend and said that was at 2 a.m. and said they were at the Sigma Chi at that time, based on what the text said, they were at the Sigma Chi. That wouldn't put them at the house until at least 2:10, 2:15. My son called the tip line and reported this days ago, but they're still saying they think E and Zana were at the house at 1:45. That is frustrating, says the mother of the son. So this mother's son is E's friend. So one of E's friends saw him at 2 a.m. Sorry, not saw him, texted him. E texted the other boy, that's what this mother's saying. E texted a friend. He's almost positive it was 2 a.m. And E said he was still at the Sigma Chi at that time, based on what the text said. So if E texted this guy, my question is, could something have happened to E and Zana on the way home? We did hear a female yelling, "Stop it, stop." I always thought that it could have been Kaylee and Maddie. What if it was Zana? But Zana's father said that Zana was at home at 12. Did they leave the house and go to the party after 12? Could that have been possible? I've always said from the beginning, for us to find out exactly what happened, we need to focus on Zana and E's timeline. The reason I say that is because the police was asking for help in the beginning. They wanted to know where E and Zana were from 9 to 1:45. Later on, they said that the couple reached home at 1:45. They were at the Sigma Chi, and there was a fight at the Sigma Chi, allegedly. Is that the exculpatory evidence Bethany Funk has, according to Beaky? She was at the party. I don't know where DM and Quinn were. Apparently, they took pictures in front of the house at 1122 Kings Road and they put it on private. So if the couple got home between 2 to 2:15, I'm sure something happened to them then. Because let's not forget, E's mother clearly said 2 a.m. is the hardest time for us all. I've always said that I believe that it's two separate attacks. Something happened to E and Zana between 2 to 2:20, and something happened to the girls between 2:45 to 3:15. Actually from 2:54, when they made the last calls to Jack, unless he made the calls himself, allegedly. 3:16 a.m. is when we see the four figures running. Why did they change the timelines? Why did they make it 4 to 4:25? BK couldn't have gone inside the house and done all this within 17 to 18 minutes. I'm talking about 6 people were at home. And he wouldn't have left DM to survive so that she could tell the story and be a witness and put him away. That doesn't make sense. I believe there were more people involved. Look at all the movements going on between 2 to 3:30, from the grub truck right up to Banfield. Let's not forget Jack was dating Kaylee on and off. He knew Maddie and he knew Zana. He knew the code of the house. He would have known the entrance. Murphy wasn't injured, neither was the 2 surviving roommates. I don't believe Jack was at home sleeping. Why was he ruled out last? And all the injuries on his hands and face doesn't make sense. So my question is, was E and Zana chilling at home, like Zana's dad said? And if they were chilling at home at 12 at midnight, they must have stepped out and gone to the party. Because the young man, his mother said that E texted him, and that was between 2:10 to 2:15. I'm sure the FBI and the police have that text. Maybe they didn't even bother to respond. Like the mother said, she said it was frustrating. The timeline of E and Zana is really wrong. Nobody knows where they were between 9 to 1:45. Towards the end, after 2 months, the police said, no, they came home at 1:45. Who saw them come home? Could they have been attacked outside? Allegedly. DM said bushy eyebrows. Did she see Saeed? Allegedly. I can see this picture is from Law and Crime. I just went through Saeed's phone. I'm just watching what Saeed is watching. There are 3 people or 4 people sitting on the floor, and there's one person pointing something at them. How did Saeed get hold of these pictures? Here's Mr. David Lott from the Sigma Chi sitting on the sofa that belongs to 1122 Kings Road, the leather sofa. He's sitting there and having a fag, cigarette. He seems to be very comfortable. I wonder if he was sitting there and planning how to get in. That is DM with a pink mask, and I've seen other pictures near the beach that she's wearing the same pink mask. Strange. The person in the black mask, allegedly, is supposed to be Queen Kelly, her boyfriend. This was around 2 a.m. when the crowd was yelling, Zana, no Zana, Zana, and his name. Remember that the young man, his mother said that he texted him at 2:10 to 2:15. So this is somewhere around that timing. What happened to the couple? And why are these people yelling Zana's name? Wonder if these are figures in the bushes. It's hard to say. But look at these 3 young men watching their phone too. What was going on that night? Were they watching a fight, allegedly? The person in the red jacket looks like Quinn for me. Could be anyone. But this is what Saeed was watching on his phone. You can see it's a phone device. Now read upstairs, please. Police were called to the frat house that E and Z, the Xanax's ex, were at that night of the killings. Fraternities and sororities remain tight-lipped. What happened at the fight is the question. We saw a black truck passing by Banfield at 3:01. I wonder if this is the truck. DM is holding a bunch of keys, the keys for the truck. Was this truck involved? Allegedly. I'm sorry that it's so blurry, but this was the truck that was passing by Banfield. Could this be the same truck that Inan was talking about? I wonder if this truck has Arizona plates, or Montana, or California, something like that, or New Mexico, because that's what Inan Harsh said. He saw a truck or SUV. It does look like the same truck to me. You have all these people with masks on. The person on the right with the black mask was seen in front of the house at 3:30 a.m. Look at these people texting each other. They all are texting each other. This is one of the three unidentified male DNAs on the Good Vibes picture. Is that the reason they demolished the house? Where are the 3 unidentified male DNAs? Ann Taylor used to ask about it, but now it seems like it's all vanished. Now they're talking about the data and the tower, the phone pingings and all. But what happened to the 3 unidentified male DNAs. Male. That looks like a fingerprint or handprint. This was the red, was it a Mustang that was found crashed in St. Deacon's Road. Look at the forensics team inside and outside the car with the whole kit. Although they said that this car wasn't involved, we saw Jack Showalter get into a red car. The reflection of the mirror, the window, showed it. When the girls leave, Jack Showalter goes the opposite direction and he jumps into a car, and when the car leaves you can see it's a red Mustang or a red sports car. Could it be the same car? Did he crash it? And maybe exchange a car and went to Boise, Idaho? Allegedly. He's going to walk off soon. You see him there? And pay attention to that car light. You see the car light on now? Pay attention to the right-hand side. Jack Showalter's left. You see the car flash, the white, red car flash where the arrow is. And then the car leaves. You can see from there it's a red car. The car's light is on, you can see. On the right-hand side, upwards. Jack Showalter is going to leave any second. There is left. Pay attention to where the arrow will show you. The light is on. The car engine is on. And then the car leaves. It's a red Mustang. Was this the same car? What a coincidence. And these are the four figures running. I've always said it looks like 3 men and 1 female. If you go back to my clips, you will see where I give a whole explanation why I believe there was a woman in it. You can see a light flashing from 1122 Kings Road. I believe that's a car. And I think it's the same black truck because it passes by Taylor Avenue at the Banfield alcohol stop. See the four figures running? Pay attention. There they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 actually. They're running towards the Sigma Chi. There they go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if they're 4 or 5. Pay attention now. 1, 2, 3. I think they're 5. Makes sense that they were running to the Sigma Chi because they were behind those cars. And that was at 3:16 a.m. Where did they come from? Linda Lane, allegedly, 1122 Kings Road. Where did these 4 figures come from? It was mentioned at the 4chan that they were going to take 19 minutes. They said no GUNS because that's too loud. They said they're going to leave their phone devices on YouTube so that they have an alibi. There are 3 targets, E, Zana, and Maddie. There was a fight that night at the Sigma Chi. If you put all these things together, you can see that there's more than one person involved. Or maybe BK had nothing to do with it. I'm not sure about that part yet. BK could have been involved with them, because I don't think the FBI would go wrong with the data analyzing. They're professionals, they're experts. They know what they're doing. So I don't know what role BK played in this case, but the other suspects. I've always pointed my finger to Sigma Chi fraternity and the other fraternities way before anyone pointed the finger in that direction. In fact, many people used to say, do not do that and all that. But the four figures were running to Sigma Chi. The 4chan snitched on them basically. There was so much going on with them. I wonder if that was the black truck. The light is so bright. You can clearly see the timing. That was at 2:55 and 36 seconds. Was it this car? I mean this vehicle, this truck? Could it be this truck Inan Harsh was talking about? Was it this truck that the lights were flashing from 1122 Kings Road? Because a black truck passed by Banfield at exactly at 3 a.m. Kind of strange that DM did not call the police for 8 hours. She was in a frozen state of mind. She was in a shock. But yet again, she called Hunter before